Usually I start these videos with a comic or something lighthearted. Today and in the future videos, I just like to touch on some more maybe interesting science debates that are going on right now. So you guys are aware that science is more than just lectures or labs. It's actually something you're going to have to confront your entire lives and to make decisions about things and vote. And an interesting one right now. And I'm making this video in January of 2013, so I'm not sure how this will end up. But right now, the Harvard professor thinks that they're pretty close to being able to take the DNA that they've been able to extract from Neanderthal bones that they've found in various sites around the world, and to complete the Neanderthal genome. So that's 23 chromosomes, all the DNA that would go into that. They're going to inject that into a few-day-old human embryo, and they think that the Neanderthal DNA will cause the human baby to become a Neanderthal. And there's a lot of ethical debate going on right now on Twitter and just around the world. But this interesting project, there's a Neanderthal. I don't know. They need a woman to carry that baby, so. And Neanderthals tend to be larger brained. You can see here's a brain of a Neanderthal. So the ad asks for an adventurous woman. There's a chance, there could be some serious complications in the birth. Here's a scene from Jurassic Park where they do cloning for dinosaurs. But fiction is often a harbinger of what the future will bring. And this is something that you may have to think about in your lifetime, at least. When you get married and if you decide to have children, you may have to decide, do you want to spruce up the baby, quote unquote, with genetic modification, make the baby a little smarter, a little stronger, a little taller, etc. These are all going to be on the table in the near future. All right, in this video, we're going to again take a look at precipitation reactions. And what a precipitation reaction is, it's a reaction where two liquids are mixed. So in here, this beaker, you have a clear liquid. You can see it here. And here you have a yellow liquid. The yellow liquid is the potassium chromate, and the barium nitrate is the clear liquid. But when they're mixed together, something interesting happens. A yellow solid forms, and that solid is known as the precipitate. If you watch the weather, they'll often talk about precipitation. How much precipitation is Chicago going to get tonight? And that's stuff falling from the sky. Well, when stuff falls to the bottom of a beaker, it's also called precipitation in chemistry. So, what's happening is in each beaker, well, actually, this is a graduated cylinder and this is a beaker, but in this graduated cylinder, we have potassium ions and chromate ions. Because this is aqueous, that means it breaks up into ions. Both of these do, actually, because they're both aqueous. Another word we would use to talk about these is electrolytes. These are both electrolytes because they dissolve into ions, which can conduct electricity, which is where the electro and electrolytes come from. So in the beaker, we have barium nitrate, which is made up of these ions. Now, when it's mixed together, this is what's going to happen. Okay, so when it's mixed together, what's going to happen is we're going to have a beaker that is full of potassium, nitrate, chromate, and barium ions. And we needed to figure out what is this solid. So we know a couple things about compounds that are going to help us decide this. The first thing we know is that all compounds, ionic compounds, consist of a cation and an anion. So if we were to look at this beaker, we would see there are two cations, potassium and barium, and two anions, the chromate anion and the nitrate anion. So this solid here, it's going to be some combination of a positive and a negative ion. So there are four possibilities. It could be this. It could be potassium chromate. It could be potassium. Sorry, the nitrate's a 1 minus. That should be a 1 minus. Potassium nitrate. It could be barium chromate, or it could be barium nitrate. Now, the second thing we know is let me box these are our four possibilities. We know that initially in the beakers, this was barium nitrate and this was potassium chromate. And neither of them have a solid in them. They're both aqueous. So that means we can eliminate potassium chromate and barium nitrate, because we already know that they dissolve in water and they make solutions. They don't make a solid. So what's left for us then is it's either potassium nitrate or barium chromate. And take a look at this picture. If you were to make an educated guess, which you are going to do, which of these two remaining possibilities is the yellow compound? Okay, if you've taken a look at the picture, this is a clear liquid and it contains barium and nitrate ions. This is a yellow liquid and it contains potassium and chromate ions. You probably could guess, and usually it's the anion that gives color to something, but chromate compounds tend to be yellow in color, and so the solid formed is not going to be potassium nitrate, but it is barium chromate. And we can see, if I move this picture over, we can see that barium chromate is in fact what forms. So in the next video, we'll practice this a little bit more, and I'll show you, we'll do a couple practice problems so you can see how to predict which product is formed in a precipitation reaction.